Imagine this. It is 1939. The world stands on the edge of a war that will change everything, a war that, in our history, reshaped the planet, cost over 70 million lives, and gave birth to the modern world. But what if it never happened? What if, somehow, history took a different path? Let's rewrite time. The year is 1939. Adolf Hitler prepares to invade Poland. Tensions are high, and every major power in Europe is bracing for impact. But behind closed doors in Berlin, something unexpected happens. Several German generals, terrified of another devastating conflict like the First World War, act. They stage a coup swift, silent, and bloody. Within days, Hitler is gone. His inner circle collapses, and the Nazi Party disintegrates before it can ignite another global fire. Germany, stunned and divided, forms a provisional government. The military steps in to restore order. And the world exhales. Britain and France, equally exhausted from the last war, seize the chance for peace. Instead of declaring war, they send diplomats. The Munich Miracle, as it's later called, leads to the European Peace Treaty of 1940. Germany keeps its borders, withdraws its forces from Czechoslovakia, and agrees to a new European alliance against extremism. There is no invasion of Poland. There is no Blitz. There are no concentration camps. For the first time in decades, it seems like the world has avoided destruction. But peace in this world is far more complicated than it looks. Without a global war, the 20th century evolves differently. Europe doesn't lie in ruins, but it also doesn't rebuild with the same sense of unity. The United States remains an isolationist nation. No Pearl Harbor, no Manhattan Project, no rise to superpower status. Instead, America stays focused inward, perfecting its industries, its culture, its technology, but never its global influence. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin grows quietly in the East. Without a common enemy, Stalin's paranoia deepens. He turns his iron fist inward, reshaping the USSR into a surveillance state decades ahead of its time. By the 1950s, the Soviets lead the world in cybernetics and computing, not for exploration, but for control. The first computers are built, not in Silicon Valley, but in secret Soviet labs beneath Moscow. In the West, Germany and Britain rebuild their economies side by side. Europe industrializes faster than ever before. But without the emotional weight of destruction, humanity's inventions grow colder. There is no space race, but there is a technology race. Robotics, automation, artificial intelligence. By the late 1960s, Germany has constructed the first autonomous industrial city, New Berlin, a neon metropolis where machines outnumber humans. It becomes a symbol of efficiency and order, but also a warning of what happens when progress is divorced from empathy. Without the horrors of World War II, the moral foundations of the modern world are never forged. There are no Nuremberg trials, no Universal Declaration of Human Rights, no United Nations. Colonial empires endure longer. The British Empire remains intact well into the 1970s, and Africa's independence movements are delayed by decades. In Asia, Japan never experiences the trauma of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Instead, it becomes an economic and military powerhouse by the 1960s, dominating the Pacific through industry, not war. By the 1980s, three great powers divide the world: the German-European Alliance, the Soviet Technate, and the Pacific Empire of Japan. The United States watches from the sidelines, wealthy but politically irrelevant. The balance of power is fragile, based not on nuclear deterrence, but on digital supremacy. Culturally, this world is strikingly different. Without the trauma of war, art and philosophy never embraced the themes of existentialism, loss, or humanism that defined our timeline. There is no never again to guide global consciousness. Instead, art glorifies progress, order, and perfection. Architecture is towering, and geometric glass and steel rising endlessly, symbols of control. Music becomes mechanical, mathematical, nearly devoid of emotion. The age of empathy never arrives. By the year 2000, The world is breathtakingly advanced. Clean cities, automated transportation, machines that learn and build themselves. But beneath the perfection lies emptiness. Humanity has avoided destruction, but at the cost of its soul. There was never a global tragedy to unite mankind. Never a reminder that hate can consume us all. Without that shared suffering, people have become isolated, comfortable, and apathetic. Society functions perfectly, but without compassion. History, it turns out, needs pain to evolve. And yet, not all is lost. In this alternate future, a new movement begins to rise, the philosophers, scientists, and artists who ask dangerous questions. What did we lose by never learning from war? Can progress exist without pain? They search archives, unearth forbidden records of the First World War, and rediscover the fragility of the human spirit. By 2040, these historianists lead a new global awakening, not through war, but through remembrance. Museums emerge dedicated to the wars that never were. People begin to understand that peace without empathy is just silence, not harmony. So what if World War II never happened? Would humanity have avoided its greatest scars? Or lost the lessons that shaped its soul? Perhaps we would have built taller cities, faster machines, and cleaner skies, but emptier hearts. Perhaps history's darkest moments were also its most necessary ones, because sometimes it's not the war itself that defines us, it's what we become after it ends. This is Alternate Past, where we rewrite history, one decision at a time. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into another timeline, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.